Hey everybody, welcome to the Lunar Lowdown with me, Sally Nurney. This is the Lunar Lowdown for the full moon of November 3rd. As with every full moon, we have the sun and moon opposite one another exactly, with the earth in the center. For this full moon, we have the sun in the middle of Libra, the scales, and the moon directly across the way in the middle of Aries, the ram. When I stepped in with the star beings, they took me way out into space, and I saw the earth in its entirety. Very tender feelings came up for me to see our whole planet and to see the challenges of balance now. I felt the vulnerability of all of our systems, particularly the weather patterns. And I felt the tension between the scales and the ram, because the ram wants what it wants when it wants it. And the ram is so rooted in its individuality that it often wants without consideration for the needs of others, for the whole. That's Libra's job, the scales. I felt Libra's reach to the left, to the right, expanding to try to hold the extremes of what is being created. So I asked the star beings, what are we as individuals supposed to do? Their answer, that during this full moon, you and I stretch to allow more extremes into our own bandwidth of balance. This means we monitor ourselves, our thinking, our speaking, and our actions to see, where are we brittle? Where are we contracting our bandwidth around what is fundamentally simply our opinion? Because the star beings made it very clear. From their perspective, there is no right, there is no wrong. I know that's hard to grasp from our relative truth of our own life. But from the star beings' broad, wide, out there perspective, there's only things added to the sides of the scales. This is a subtle shift from trying to weigh the good versus the bad, and instead just try and help the whole system come to balance. Because when we get caught up with good and bad and these value judgments, we often inadvertently end up creating weight on the side of the scales that we're trying to counterbalance. Do you get that difference? Again, we're expanding our bandwidth to allow more extremes into our sense of balance. Where can we be more relaxed? Where can we be more compassionate? Where are we adding things to the scales on, I'm not even sure which side, that you just don't need to be doing, that you don't need to be adding? This is all towards the goal of strengthening your center pole in your own scales of balance, in your own equilibrium, making it thicker and more resilient to the waves of energy that are coming more quickly now. By doing this work, you create more bend in your center pole. So when something heavy lands on one of those pans, as it surely will, you bend and don't break. Because make no mistake, we need you in your center now. And there's something else I'd like to talk about that's maybe a little bit unpopular to say out loud. There are things planetarily, politically, and socially that we cannot change. I know, in this time of we create our own reality and blah, blah, blah. But I'm sorry to say, it's true. So where in your life are you wasting precious energy lamenting things that you can't actually change or impact? The star beings would like to see you use your energy more efficiently. We focus on what's truly in our grasp, and we work there. This may mean energetic prayer about the issues that concern you, or physical labor, and all points in between. But to find your emotional center and clarity is extremely helpful now to the stars. In other words, for you to be in your center matters to the forces that surround our beautiful Earth. And if you can't come up with any ideas on how to redirect your energy, the star being suggested simply remembering that you are a point of light in the web of life, and to take a few moments to simply sit and connect to the beautiful places in nature that are sacred to you, and to picture them, and draw a line of light from that place to where you sit. Doing this in several places, or to weave this same connectivity between you and your loved ones, or people that you admire, that you've never met, but are doing the good work that you want to support. Or send your energy straight down into the heart of our beloved planet and up into the sparkling stars. Be calm. Find peace. This has an impact. Again, with our players of Libra, the scales, and Aries, the ram, we're playing with the polarity between self and other, between me, mine, and compromise. Pay attention to these themes during this 2-week cycle and be gentle with yourself and others. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.